Hey guys, how we doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. So I've just adjusted the sound settings, so let me know if this sound works better. We are going to do our Forex update for Friday. So we will go straight over to those charts. Right, so Euro US dollar, the one we always start on. We have got, obviously we broke below that level we were talking about yesterday. And it is triggering more downside. As you can see, we backtested that level, nearly sort of backtested it, tried to backtest it, but yeah, we're just looking at more downside. So I think this is just going to sort of stair step its way down, taking out each low on each like passing stair step down. But yeah, obviously we'll see if we meet any TD numbers that are gonna TD9s that are gonna halt this trend, but we don't really have much in sight at the moment. 12 hour on a 6, daily on a what looks like it'll be a 4 if it loads, if it decides to load. Wait, let's one sec, here we go. Oh, sorry, no, daily on a 6 as well. So daily on a 6, yeah, so, and then 4 hour isn't, we just looked at the 4 hour. 4 hour, we did get held up by this little 9 here, for temporarily, but now we are, yeah, moving down a bit. So, yeah, more downside I'm looking at in this asset. I mean, you know what the targets are really. Down to here, look, the 200 day, and that's what we're looking at. And then yeah, and then we're going to see how we interact with that level to decide whether we're going to take that out and go lower, or whether we are going to bounce off there and resume the uptrend. Cable, yeah, cable coming down, broke down that level that we looked at, and just sort of making its way down. Couple of days it's going to come up on a 9, so that will be next Tuesday. So yeah, maybe we're going to see next Tuesday down to the bottom of this support horizontal on a 9, and that would be a good risk reward entry for a trade. 12 hour will probably coincide roughly with that 9 as well, so that is good to see. And I mean, we'll be able to potentially time something on the 4 hour nearer the time, but at the moment not really much to see on the 4 hour. So yeah, I don't really see much reason why this isn't going to come down to this horizontal. Let me just check where the 200 day is. Yeah, we mean we're clear under the 200 day. We came up for it, tried to get to it, popped above it, got back, tested it, weak bounce back below it, and now we look like we're making a beeline for to find some horizontal support somewhere. Dollar index looks like it's strengthening up here. So yeah, we can see breaking up above these levels. We sort of faked out above this one, came back down, tested the bottom side, got back up, got supported, and now we're moving onwards and upwards. So I mean, this is looking bullish to me. I mean, obviously this is looking like we're gonna test some upside now. There's your 200 day. There is your high probability target for the moment, which is around 90. Well, it's basically 98 spot 50 pretty much. So yeah, I'll be looking for that. Really, I don't think we'll see too much on the 4 hour here. Yeah, potential 4 hour 9 coming up. Maybe the 4 hour 9 will actually get us, we'll accelerate into it, come back and back test this horizontal, and then get that momentum back up towards the 200 day, which is actually incidentally corresponding with the 200 moving average. Also the 4 hour 200 period moving average. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so interesting interesting move, because that will obviously have implications for wider markets if we start to get dollar strength. I mean, obviously that is what this move down here is basically being driven by, the dollar strength. Obviously the dollar being the part of half of this currency pair. Right, euro pound. Yeah, I mean, we said, we drew the arrow, break above here, onwards and upwards, and yeah, I mean, we're at I don't know whether you can call this an important horizontal. We're at a level where we basically got blue skies above this now. So yeah, break above here. Yeah, onwards and upwards, basically. So this is looking good for some upside. Obviously, you guys can see it, I can see it, we can all see it. There's the 4 hour 9. So, and here you go, look, you can see the acceleration into the 9 also. And this 8 candle you can see this tail on this 8 candle. Right, this sounds a bit obvious to most of you, but that shows this candle traded down here. So this candle looked like it was going weak already on the 8 candle, and then it accelerated to the upside. So or I'm not actually know how this traded intra candle, but maybe we went up first and then came down. Looked like we had a very bearish candle printing on the 8, but we then subsequently accelerated into a 9 and caught a lot of people, not a lot of people, but caught some people that had traded TD, preempted on the 8s, and caught them offside basically. So I will point these sort of things out. These are just things that I observe in my experience, and I'll keep telling you guys as you keep watching the videos that you can often accelerate into the 9. So just be careful trading either on the 9, because also you guys know that I don't even really trade on the 9. I wait for it to be confirmed below that candle. And I certainly don't trade on the 8s. That is a lie. You guys know I don't solely trade off the TD. If we've got like an 8 coming in and we are accelerating into the 8 and we are like near an important support or resistance level, then obviously I may consider putting a trade in at that point. But that's because or let's say a 200-day moving average. There are other factors that you guys know I consider, but in this case, and generally speaking, I wouldn't be attempting to put trades on an 8 candle when we're just basically in no man's zone, and also forming what looks like a bull flag. So yeah, you just got to consider these things. All these things that when you learn to trade and you develop your strategy over time, you will have things that you'll look at. And you guys probably notice I don't spend a lot of attention on Forex looking at these oscillators. I mainly look at moving averages, the TD sequential, patterns, chart patterns, candlestick formations, and horizontal levels. So horizontal levels, chart patterns like triangles, etc., candlesticks, moving averages, and the TD sequential. So when I put it like that, it sounds like a lot of things, and I guess it is a lot of things when I put it like that. But I mean, when you've just been trading that way for years, you kind of, those few things actually just seem like hardly anything, and you are aware that you are ignoring a lot of other things that other people take into account, such as Elliott waves, such as RSIs, other oscillators, such as just other things, just other things basically. But so yeah, you just build your trading strategy over time. So maybe I'll do some videos just literally just outlining my exact trading strategy, just the things that I look at, and maybe that would be useful for you guys. Aussie dollar, Swiss franc. So we had this triangle drawn, we kind of dipped out of it. Are we going to come back in it? Have I drawn it in the wrong place? Maybe we should just move it a bit lower. I think I may do that because just because it then may help us going forward. Obviously, just adjusting things all the time for no reason, just to make your chart look better, that's pointless. But if I'm adjusting some things so that I can actually use it more in a more efficient way in the future, is this like, why is this not moving? So I can use it in a more useful way in the future, then that is obviously valid. Maybe this just looks different on a daily. Yeah, I guess it's because I've drawn it off a daily, and obviously on the daily it's not it's fine really. That was obviously why I was looking at it on too small a time frame. Let's see what that looks like on the 4 hour, because I am not going to move this now. Yeah, so you can see on the 4 hour it has adjusted it a little bit. But yeah, so yeah, in fact, now looking at it, now that I've started adjusted it on the daily without actually looking at this here, we can kind of see it does look like we are getting supported here. There is the level to buy. So this could be in the process of forming an ascending triangle. It does look like we had a head and shoulders formation drop out of, but we've been supported by our rising trend line. So yeah, there's no real reason to not take a high reward, low risk trade here. I mean, you can easily have your stop under here, and then you can basically target, well, here if you want, or more likely there, and then potentially higher. So that looks like a good risk reward trade to me. Let's see if we've got anything TD wise we need to be aware of. Not much there. Obviously this level's off this 9 here. Maybe we got a daily one too. No, nothing in the daily. So yeah, but yeah, this is looking good for more. I mean, the trend is your friend, looking good for more upside. we got above the 200, we came back under, we're back on it, we're getting supported by the 200 daily. Obviously that tool that I mentioned to you guys, and moving averages are important, one of my trading tools, and it's only really the 200 daily. It's only the daily moving averages I really use. I don't use the other moving averages just because I don't feel they are ones that basically the bigger market participants use. I mean, if you think about who's in the market trading, the bigger players will be looking for bigger moves with bigger positions and bigger capital, because they can't really just be scalping with like massive sized lots. So they're going to look at daily charts and maybe even weekly or monthly charts, but definitely daily. So they'll look at daily charts, and therefore they'll look at daily moving averages. Therefore daily moving averages are going to be more important than 4-hour or 12-hour moving averages, because they're not looking at those charts basically. Right, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. We're not gonna have anything TD wise because we're pretty tight in range here. We've obviously had a bit of a move down to this level. I don't know whether I had this drawn on recently. I can't remember whether I've drawn it on just now. But yeah, that would probably be the sell level. Not just now, I mean as in yesterday. But yeah, that looks pretty much like the sell level. But do we look like we're going to test that, or do we look like we're potentially going to test some upside? I mean, it looks more to me like the upside is more possible. So yeah, let's have a look at the 12-hour. 12-hour, yeah, it just looks pretty similar to the daily. 4-hour, we got any TD9s? No TD9s. But yeah, I mean, we've got this horizontal here that we kind of got drawn in. This horizontal must come off some 9 somewhere. I wouldn't have, yeah, it's off this 9 here. I was gonna say I wouldn't have drawn it for nothing. But obviously we have this level here, slightly above it, which may be just a more efficacious level. Let me just see how far back in time this 12. Yeah, this 12 right now is quite far back in time. We've had a lot of price action, so now the actual play to the upside is basically a move above here. So we'll move that, because this is more relevant. It's more relevant to what we've got going on now, price action wise. And let me just move this along. Oh, come on. Come on, TradingView. Right, sorted. Lock that. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of looking at in the Australian dollar. Break above here, expect to move up to here, and then, I mean, that's just where your first target is. But if you break that, then it's a big winner. US dollar, Japanese yen. Yeah, look, it's looking weak now. We broke our 200. No, we didn't. I'm on the wrong chart. Wait a minute. Yeah, there we go. This is because though we're not doing much and moving averages are pretty in the same place. But we broke our 200 day. We came back underneath it. We're getting held pinned down by the 21 and 50. So I mean, I'd expect more downside and now we're getting pinned down by these, and I would expect this level to be taken out and then more downside, and then eventually the 200 day to start moving down again, and we just end up in a bearish move. I mean, I don't have a lot of I'm not really putting any fundamental thought into even the pairing. This is literally just what I'm just from looking at the chart. But yeah, so that's kind of what I would expect here. Nothing TD wise on the daily. Nothing TD, well, I can say, I'll tell you now, there's nothing TD wise on the 12-hour. Obviously we've got a great 9 there and nearly a 9 here, and the 4-hour. What I will say, what I told you guys about not necessarily trading based on the 8s or on the 9 candle, is if you're in a trade, so if you're in this short trade, then definitely look to take off around this level, especially when you see an 8 candle coming back up like that. Just basically take your position off, but don't go long. Don't enter a long trade based on that. Right, Canadian dollar, Swiss franc. This is clearly going to be one that's looking like the other one. These are basically I just call these the stock market currencies, because this is just the stock market. So yeah, I mean, on that basis, I mean, what do you think the stock market is going to do, up or down? And then just trade accordingly. But I'm inclined to believe up in the stock markets. So I'm inclined to believe up in this asset also. So yeah, we've got the levels though. Breakdown below here, and then let's look where the 200 days. It's going to be roughly, wow, where is it? Yeah, I was going to say, I was pretty certain it was going to be basically above or near the price, and then when I saw these there, I thought, wow, is it way below us? But it's not. It's way above us. Obviously I should know that with it being a stock market chart, but yeah, so I mean I would expect us I would expect us to make a move to this 200-day. 200-day is like a hoover. It sucks in price action and then it keeps price action at it, and then it eventually eventually spits it out. It doesn't really spit it out. Eventually price action manages to get away, but that's just how I view price action in a funny way. So yeah, we got this 9 now on this daily in Euro Japanese yen, so we can did we have a 12-hour 9? Why would I have had this line drawn in here? Let's see. Did we have a 12? Was this a 12-hour? Nope. Did we have a 4-hour 9? We shouldn't really be looking at a 4-hour 9 to reverse this price, but we did, and we had that, and then we had nearly like another basically 4-hour 9. So we're gonna have to move this. It can come down to well, we'll put it down. Obviously, this is one of those ones where I'm adjusting it now on the day. This candle could close way higher or way lower. Right, we'll just move it like this. Here we go. That'll help. That'll do it. This candle could end up closing way higher, in which case we'd have to adjust the line, or way low, in which case it won't matter because obviously it's going to stay where it is. Yeah, and then, yeah, potential target and move up there. And I mean, it's not the least bullish posture moving average wise. It's not the least, it's not the most bearish. I mean, we have got almost an upward slope in the 200, and the 21 clearly crossed it, and then golden cross may be coming up mid next month. So we'll see what happens there. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. We have got we're just in the range. I can't say much. Nothing to do here. We're in this range. Wait till we break out. We're not going to have anything on the 12-hour. We may have something that you probably just want to ignore on the 4-hour. Yeah, look, we've nearly got this 9 here, but I will just trade the breakout. I mean, if you want a range trade, then great, trade the range. Just be careful with your stops. Yeah, I just wouldn't bother trading that. There's juicier moves elsewhere. But yeah, I mean, that potentially was this is funny how this is here now. I was talking about, okay, so you get like an 8 and you're coming into a support level, horizontal support level. This is a pretty efficacious horizontal support level, and we've also got an upwards trending 200-day, which I would use to maybe govern the trend more than I'd use these moving averages. But I would then say this is an 8 where you could possibly enter on this 8, just have your stop below there, and then yeah, just keep an eye on it. Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. Clear tightening formation here. We got not much. I mean, we've got the 8 here, look, but it's not a 1 yield trade. You wouldn't trade the end of a tightening formation, put it that way. Not basically at the actual, not until it breaks, basically. Come on, move. What are you doing? Yeah, so what would I think this is gonna do? I can't tell you. Again, tightening formations, so you just gotta wait for this to break either way. I will just draw this line down here. I feel like this chart is getting a little bit on the cluttered side, but we will draw it anyway, just because it makes us look big and clever when we've got lots of lines on charts. Not really, just kidding. Right, so yeah, maybe break below there, break above there. Obviously, you know the deal. I don't really need to draw an arrow, but let's do it. Let's do it. There we go. Right, so not much else I can say with this. Not much else. I mean, it's just a tightening formation. Just gotta wait for it to break. Breaks up to the upside. I'll buy more once we break above here as well, and make double money. US dollar, Canadian dollar. US dollar, Canadian dollar, and this is the same. Have I put these pairs like? No, I haven't. They're different, aren't they? These are just, it's just again in it. This is just in a tightening range again. I guess this is a bit more different. This is one that's dropped out of the triangle. Are we looking to get a move back up? I don't know. I couldn't tell you which way this is going to break. I mean, we've got the channel really. Obviously, I can never tell you which way somewhere's going to break, but I can't even give you a bias, like what my bias would be, because I don't particularly have one. Based on a 4-hour, I would clearly suggest down, but I mean, based on a daily look, we could just be correcting this big move up down to what roughly is the 618. Roughly, just by eyeing that up. But let's see how good my eyeing up is. By getting the level up here. So no, yeah, so no, the 618 would have been, it's roughly where we are. Obviously it says 382 because I've done it the other way. But yeah, 382 is basically the 618. So yeah, yeah, that's roughly where we are now. So we came down, broke the 618, got back up to the 618, and now we'll carry on going back up now that we've touched that, tested it, and messed with people's melons a bit. I mean, we got down to the 236, which is basically the 782. Sorry, the 7. We got down to 236. Yes, the 782. So yeah. So yeah, this is playing off the fibs basically. Yeah, I mean, fibs are another thing that I will sometimes use. But not, I mean, I just wouldn't be drawing them up on everything like this, but it would have been good to join it on this because you can see how it's playing between these fibs. Right, so US dollar, Swiss franc, I mean, you can see the deal here. You can see the deal here. We're in this level, we're going to break up, we're going to break down. Not really much else we can get from that. This is one where we're just waiting for the move, waiting for the breakout of the range. Wait out of this channel and see what happens. Where's the 200-day must be above the price. Yeah, well above the price. I mean, this is a strong looking downtrend now on the daily, looking like on the daily. So maybe I'd expect it to hang around a bit whilst these moving averages catch up. Maybe get guided down by the 21, so it'll potentially come up to around here and get guided down by the 21. But for the time being, I won't be looking for immediate downside in this actually. US dollar, Brazilian real, yes, it's making its move. It's making its move that we've been looking at. Onwards and upwards. Daily 9 coming up in a couple of days. Tuesday again. Obviously, this is the dollar strengthening. I mean, daily 9 there, blasted through it. No trade below, trade above. Bang. So that's how you trade that. But yeah, just looking strong here. It's going to look the same. I'm guessing these are going to look the same because they're basically the same-ish thing. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a chance at taking this out and going on higher now. But this obviously is not looking as strong as the Brazilian real, but I think the Mexican peso went up quite a bit more than the Brazilian real. I'm not sure actually. I won't, just don't quote me on that. But yeah, I mean, we're at the top. We're testing this basically. We break out from here, I would expect some upside. Just looking on the daily. Yeah. Yep, I think we obviously got very fully extended, so this may be as close to the 200 as we can get. And now we're going to see more upside, but we've got the levels to look at. This one here, and this one. This is obviously the important one. US dollar, Turkish lira. Yeah, that's going up. It's broken up. This line wasn't much use, so we'll probably delete it now. Yeah, so I would expect more upside now in this. So it's looking like dollar strength. I mean, obviously we've got to get dollar strength for this to go up and have the dollar strength. Yeah, 12 hour 9 coming up though. We do not have anything today. Yeah, 12 hour 9 coming up. So potentially a hold up. But I would expect an acceleration into the 9 and then maybe a test back of this horizontal and then upwards. That would be just, in my experience, how price action can work. But yeah, pretty nice smooth trend upwards. So we'll see what happens there. Right, so that's it guys. Remember, it's not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Let me know how that sound is and I will speak to you guys on the next one.